Mount Everest, Earth's highest mountain above the sea level, a dream of every mountain climber, most difficult climbs of all time. The proudest moment is when you start climbing this mountain, 29,031 feet above the sea level. To reach the summit and represent India is the story of this man, Mr. Harshvardhan Joshi. It gives me immense pleasure to have him with us on the show.
Yeah, so a lot of people they have doubts in their career. So they are thinking about what they have to do in life, and they think about how they can achieve things in life. And some people they don't follow their dreams. Some people are in that pressure to have that regular 9 to 5 or have their own particular career like an engineer or a doctor. So was it difficult for you to choose this career and convince your people that this is something that you want to do? How did this start off?
To start with, I'm also an IT engineer, so I can relate to everyone else. And no, it was not so difficult for me to convince anyone else. But yeah, personally, convincing myself could have been a little complicated sometimes because living a stable path, a straightforward mainstream career is not very easy, but it was not so difficult because I enjoyed the journey. I do this passionately, and it's just such a great learning experience. And I'm still pursuing mainstream stuff as well. So I'm a postgraduate in marketing. I'm also preparing for my master's. So now that I'm bored from the outdoor industry professionally, I'm gonna come back to boring jobs eventually.
So I was asking that, so following your dreams and how did it kick off? How did the passion of trekking come up then?
I never traveled all my life, not even with family. I was never into any physical activity. I would just play video games, and then in my second year of engineering, I was bored. I was independent. I was making good amount of money, so I went backpacking. I got into solo traveling, and that's when I also read somewhere that real beauty begins where roads end. So that's how I started trekking, just for the views, just for my thirst for exploration. And then I realized that that's much more fun than traveling, climbing, or spending time in the wilderness is a very different experience. It's a very enriching experience, and that is how I started.
So, what is the daily routine? Is it anything different that you follow in order to have your fitness and have the trekking done? How did you start off as a beginner? Was it tough for you?
As a beginner, I stay in a place called Vasai, which is like Goa. So I cycle to a different beach every day. We run at a different beach every day. So our our lifestyle was pretty good eventually, and now my life is such that every morning I have a wildlife sanctuary just 10 minutes drive from my place, so I go there for a hike or I go to a beach for a run depending on my training plan. Then I work all day, and in the evening I go for a swim. I write 1,000 emails a month for my sponsorship or work or anything else. So people think when they see my stories, when they see my social media, they think I only run and swim and play with my cats and dogs. But actually, I also do a lot of boring stuff in front of a computer. And then at night, in the evening, I have my French class. After which I write. I write. I journal for my book. I'm writing a book about my journey.
Oh, nice.
So this is what an average day in my life looks like.
Nice. So you're multitasking, and it's not that it is something that you're given with, like you're with a silver spoon and you're having everything in place and you're just following. You're also struggling to come up there. and
I
live
won't
by
call
that.
it struggle. I am enjoying the journey. I enjoy everything. So it's all a part of the journey. I work since I was 15. I wasn't working in between for some time, but now I work full time once again for myself. But I do a lot of stuff so that I can enjoy the mountains, because mountaineering is a very expensive sport. So I need at least 50 lakhs a year to pursue my dreams.
True. So, the first trek that you had done, what was the experience when you completed that, or how was it for you?
Mm, it was good. It was a good social experience, making some friends. It was good spending time outdoors. But to be honest, there is no one trek or one moment which changes you as a person. But every experience, every conversation like the one we are having now might bring in a thought which will cultivate a realization eventually. So
Right.
even when I climbed Everest at the top of the world, people are asking me that, hey, how did you feel? How was the experience? But to be honest, it was just another mountain, and I just felt relieved that okay, this goal is done. Now I gotta go back safely, and now I am chasing another goal, like
That
another mountain or another endurance event, another triathlon race. So I keep on keeping such goals that which can be expensive but which cannot be just procured by money. You need to put in much more hard work, with which comes a greater journey. So I really enjoy chasing such goals.
and that is a motivation sort of a thing, right? So if you have something that you have set across for you, so and when you do that, you have a good feeling for yourself.
Yes, yes, exactly. That keeps you motivated. You get that feel good factor, and you have something interesting and adventurous to look forward to. So, after that, if you start running with a goal, like let's say you have signed up for a marathon a few months later, then it is way, way easier, way like way easier mentally to do it. You don't take the chicken exit, you are not indisciplined. So I like to keep such goals every year or for every 2 3 years, such that I can chase that and follow a training plan and on my lifestyle around that.
Other question is, how do you relate your trek experience? There is something or the other that you learn from the treks, and you can relate that to your life, all the struggle that is there across. So, how do you relate these things with your life?
Uh, I think everything is connected, and everyone goes for a trek or wilderness experience because they know that they can implement the lessons from there in their everyday life. So if you see most of the CEOs, corporate leaders, VCC circle, they go for Himalayan climbing expeditions almost every year because they understand the value of it. And out there, you have to stay with the absolute basics, outside your comfort zone, following minimalism, carrying heavy luggage, and you suffer, but still you choose to do that because during that experience you realize that what is important in life, and a lot of things which we care for, which we bother about in the urban environments, are actually not so important. They don't
Right.
really matter. So I mostly learn about minimalism and sustainability, and I become more mindful. So during the pandemic, I was home for an year. By choice, I decided not to travel, and everyone thought that Harsh must be suffering because he's in the Himalayas most of the time. He spends a lot of time in snow, but actually, it was the opposite. I was calm and I was enjoying this experience. And for example, now while flying from Nepal to Mumbai a week ago, my flight, my connecting flights were delayed due to weather and various reasons. So I took 2 days, and it was very uncomfortable. But Whenever I was stuck somewhere at the airport or somewhere, I told myself that this is better than Camp 2 at Everest, where I was stuck in a snowstorm for a week. We didn't see the sun. So now, even if someone makes me sleep on the road, I'll not cringe about it.
So the basic and the most important lesson that is learned is to live with what you have
Yeah.
and to be gratified and to be thankful for whatever you have around you. So that is the main experience that Trek teaches us, and also it teaches us how to go out of your comfort zone, knowing that you can push yourself a little more to achieve what you want. And that little struggle, that little uncomfort that you feel across. So
It is
that is,
necessary because growth happens only outside your comfort zone.
yeah, very true. So it is one trigger that gives you as a person, so that you come across and you have that struggle and you feel that you're not going to be able to do it, but then that push that you give yourself, so that one step that changes your life. Often we are a little behind. We think that we will not be able to do and we plan to quit. But I think the Trek teaches us that if you have that one decision that you can change, maybe there are times that when we reach till the base camp, so we feel that after this I cannot do it. So, but then we push ourselves. So, and we do it till the summit. So that is something that, a decision that you change for yourself. At times we quit with the feeling that we cannot do it, but then there's one push that we give ourselves and we do it till the end.
Yes, for sure.
So, with your experience, is there something that you want to give away to the people who are starting their trekking experience or who are the beginners? And what is the
I
advice?
would just say that take up one sport passionately. For example, the most convenient running, which takes care of your health for your
Yeah,
entire life, and train hard in the cities while you are going to your day jobs. So that you can enjoy in the mountains. So consistency is the key. If they prepare hard here, then they can have a great time in the mountains. But if they decide that hey, I would prepare just 1 2 months in advance and I would walk every day, I would hike every day, I would climb every day, it doesn't work that way. So people need to have a more active and healthy lifestyle. That's why I just take up one sport passionately, which makes sure that you never end up being a diabetic or a cardiac patient.
yeah, true. And also, it is told that trekking is not a destination, it is a journey that you slowly progress with. So, even if you're not reaching until the summit this time, maybe next time you reach until there and you prep yourself more. So, it's
Yeah, a
about,
lot of things are not in your hand. For example, this year 408 people were attempting Everest, and uh, only 30-35% could actually make it. But everyone else were also prepared. They didn't do anything wrong. They were prepared. They invested 5 to 10 crores in their project. Many of them they chose the right guides, the right organizers. Everything was good, but some got COVID, some of their staff got COVID. We had two cyclones in the Indian Ocean which didn't give a weather window. So a lot of things can go wrong, but it's about the journey. So for example, when I reached the top of the world, I did not have any euphoric feeling, because for me it was about the journey, not about the destination. And I think everyone would realize it once they start venturing outdoors, once they go for some experiences.
yeah, that's true. And for me, when I have personally done the treks, for me, it is one reason I do it, find answers for some things that I'm looking out for. So that is when I do my trekking. And it's an easy thing to have your answers in there to realize what you want. So
Yeah.
a place where you find, so it's often said that you cannot have your answers in the same place where you are there. So you go out, you find you are alone, you find something for yourself, and that is when you have
Yes, there
this.
was a quote about it I had read somewhere. I don't recollect it completely. It was something like, I go outdoors to not because I'm lost, but to find what I don't know, what I'm looking for, or to find the answers for which I don't know that I have those questions in mind, but you get those realizations.
Yes, and also we are so around ourselves as an individual that we feel everything around us is so huge. Our problems are so huge, but then when you have that experience for yourself, you feel that everything is tiny. Actually, the problems can be solved. The only thing was your perspective. You
Hmm.
thought it was so big for you that you were surrounded by it always, but then this is an open experience for you, which makes you feel that no, it is something that you can tackle too. So for
Yes.
me, it was that learning experience. Apart from your trekking routine, is there any other hobby that you have?
Yeah, I swim. I swim every day. I watch a lot of documentaries. I read. I spend a lot of time with my cats and my friends' dogs. I'm learning French passionately. uh, I'm very passionate about marketing, so that's what my work revolves around. So these are the basic stuff, but rest whenever I have the season and time, I like to go skiing or kayaking. So this is pretty much I do.
So there is no, is there any such one experience or one place that you love the most, or the trekking that changed your life in
Ladakh, Ladakh is the most beautiful place on earth for the people because of the kind-hearted people around there. So if there is one place where I would want to spend forever, it's Ladakh.